Hi Shane, this is Cynthia, and I thought it might be easier to review Reynolds' written notice with you using a video. Hopefully, this might go faster and have some more impact for you. So, on this side is the written notice, on this side is the procedural manual. The link to the procedural manual is on our website, and I can also send you the link to open it up. The procedural manual is written by the Maine Department of Education, and it's very useful for figuring out how best to put your information in your written notice. So, on the procedural manual, the information about writing the written notice, is down on page 87. And so, let's look at this. So, front page, just putting in details about the student and what the purpose of the meeting is, all that's fine, and some instructions there. But then it gets into sections 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you'll see in section 1, you've written what the team discussed. What it needs to be are the actions regarding the referral, evaluation, identification, programming, or placement proposed or refused by the district. So it's not just what was discussed, but it's what was determined. You're going to record all the determinations. So, for example, you may have discussed in-class and testing accommodations, but what was the determination? The determination looks like that the current accommodations would remain in place. When current accommodations remain in place, the determination is that the team agreed to keep the current accommodations in place. You don't have to relist them. If new accommodations were determined, then you would state that in section 1. New accommodations were determined by the team to include, and you would list them. Proposing new academic goals, you actually have academic and functional goals because he's going to be receiving English and academic assistance, especially design instruction. So you would relate to what those goals are. The district, or rather the team determined Reynolds will access English and academic assistance goals addressing organization. The third one, discussing proper placement in social studies. I think social studies was intended to be a general education class for him, and while the IEP team may discuss that, it's not a determination because social studies is not a special education class. So you might go into a little bit of depth about that in section 3, but it wouldn't be a determination. Removal of statewide and district-wide testing accommodations, that is a determination. The team determined they were going to do that. Especially design instruction in English and academic assistance, you would list here exactly how much time the student is receiving in specially design instruction. So you would say Reynolds will receive specially designed instruction in English and academic assistance for 80 minutes each, 5 times bi-weekly each. And then the post-secondary transition plan, you would say the team updated the post-secondary transition plan. And then you have your points that you're going to justify. So your justification for the determination to maintain these accommodations may be that these accommodations have proven to provide access for Reynolds to his general education curriculum. That could be the justification. The goals, the justification would be that he whatever his present level is, that he continues to demonstrate needs in these deficit areas. That could be the justification. Again, so the social studies piece is not a determination, so we take that piece out. But you can add this information in section 3 or even in section 5 of the written notice. So you have perfect justification here for why accommodations have been removed for statewide and district-wide assessment. The justification for the specially designed instruction due to a diagnosis of SLD, and you're going to want to fix that word, and challenges with reading. He benefits from specially designed instruction in English and academic assistance. You might want to be a little bit more detailed there regarding his present level of performance. It's his present level of performance that requires the goals, and it's the goals that require specially designed instruction. And then the reason we update the post-secondary transition plan is because that's required to do annually. now that he's in high school. So you have a great justification here, but it doesn't need to be that lengthy. Talking about Section 3, and that's where I wanted to use the manual more, although it's really great for all the sections. In Section 3, you'll see that it says that you need to describe each procedure, assessment, record, or report. And so the directions are specific for what it looks like to describe evaluations. It doesn't say what it looks like to describe assessments, describe observations, parent report, teacher report, etc. But you do need to describe the procedure, the assessment, the record, or the report the SAU used. So listing what we've done is not adequate. You need to describe these things in a summary. So you viewed recent reading and math assessments, as well as previous year report cards and teacher observations. And what did you find? That the review of all of these pieces revealed that he is functioning at whatever grade level, that he made limited to satisfactory progress on IEP goals last year that were aligned with grade 6 standards, whatever it may be. You need to give that detail there. As you and I discussed, sometimes that comes out to be some of the actual discussion at the meeting. It doesn't have to be, it's not a record of the minutes, but you certainly need to include more detail than simply a list of what was used. Your Section 4 is great detail, but it's actually much more verbose than you need. Reading that, what I took away from was that the team considered that accommodations might be necessary, but decided against it because, what's the because? It just says that last line. Also, the team discussed adding testing and accommodations for STAR 360, but decided against it. The rest of your paragraph is about social work. And let's see, due to his progress, it didn't seem that working with the school social worker was necessary to build into his IEP. So that might be another LRE statement, and you would simply say the team considered adding social work services to his IEP and rejected it because. Why was it rejected? I'm not seeing really the why, although then you go into more depth about being introduced to the school social worker, and that does not go here. That, again, is a general education determination, and that does not go into the written notice. Maybe Section 5, but certainly not Section 4. And then what you did put in Section 5, actually this could be used for Section 4. Make one LRE statement. There may be others, but you only need one. There may not, in fact, be anything you want to put in Section 5, and then you would say none. And then Section 6 is great that you followed up with the parent afterwards. That's fantastic. So that's the written notice. I hope you find this helpful, and please feel free to reach out to me if you want to have a conversation about it. Thanks so much.